She was the kind of storm you didn't see coming, cloudy, brooding, and fiercely independent. I was the sunbeam sneaking through her blinds, persistent and a little clueless about my own brightness. Our story began with a broken stereo and a melody drifting up through the floorboards, and before long, we were writing love notes in the margins of our days. The first note: I'd moved into my university flat that autumn, boxes still stacked in corners, and half my kitchenware missing. One morning, silence stretched on so long that I thought my stereo had finally given up, till soft guitar chords and a low, honeyed voice floated up from the unit below. I'd never seen anyone come or go from that apartment, but suddenly I was hearing Sienna every morning, intricate finger-picking, and a voice that made my heart ache in a way I didn't yet understand. After a week, my curiosity overpowered my shyness. I scrawled a quick note on scrap paper. "Your music is the best wake-up call. Thank you for the sound of sunshine." I signed it "Your upstairs neighbor," sliding it under her door with a hopeful grin. The awkward doorstep silence followed. A few mornings went by, with only the whisper of the wind outside my window. I worried my note had made her self-conscious, till one bleary, hungover afternoon, the doorbell rang. I opened the door, squinting against the daylight, and there she was, Sienna, a vision in a slouchy band tee and worn jeans, eyes warm but amused, holding out a tiny espresso cup. "Salt?" she asked, voice still husky from just waking up. I blinked, fumbled her salt, and resisted poking at the mess behind me. Sienna peeked inside, chuckled, and asked if I minded the noise. Blushing, I admitted I didn't. She laughed, pointed down, and revealed herself as the guitarist. My cheeks must have gone 3 shades of red when she teased, "And you're the note writer." She thanked me for the compliment, borrowed the salt, and left with that same buttery laugh echoing down the hallway. Spring evenings and shared sunsets weeks later. Spring had painted the courtyard blossom pink petals, drifting like confetti. My friends and I decided to host an impromptu garden party. Windows flung open, beers in hand, laughter ricocheting off brick walls. I watched Sienna's window, hoping for a glimpse, when she strolled into view towel wrapped low around her hips, droplets of water trickling down sun-kissed skin. My heart cracked open. We called her name and invited her down. "Bring your guitar," I added, half joking. Sienna smiled, lowered the towel a bit more modestly, then joined us, guitar in hand. She played under strings of fairy lights, spinning songs into the night air as we all swayed. I sat by her side, fluttering butterflies I couldn't tame. I laughed too loud at her jokes, brushed her arm when the punchline hit, and tried for the first time to show someone exactly how I felt. But Sienna stayed friendly, radiant in the glow of the party. And I wondered if my hints were too subtle when I finally baited the hook with a cigarette run. Sienna bit. We slipped away from the crowd, the hush of the garden falling behind us. She turned, eyebrows raised. "Why didn't you answer my note?" she asked softly, confused. I shook my head. "Your note?" "Note? I never received. I slid it under your door." "Think it must have fallen out," my heart thundered. Sienna stepped closer, fingers at the nape of my neck, and in that moment, all the unsent messages between us fell away. She kissed me soft, sure, and brimming with all the apologies and excitement we'd missed. I kissed her back, and the rest of the world simply melted away. We spent the evening in a cozy neighborhood bar, trading stories of feeling like the odd ones out in our families. With each shared laugh and heartfelt confession, we realized how perfectly we fit. 2 mismatched pieces finally clicked. Before parting, she promised to resend her note. I promised to check the doorsill more carefully. 2 days later, my mailbox held another note from Sienna. Dinner at her place. We wrote letters. I found myself checking the mailbox more eagerly than any text message or social feed. 5 years later, our tiny family grows. Our baby girl will arrive next month, her tiny fingers destined to strum lullabies on a toy guitar. And every time I hear a soft melody through the floorboards, I remember how a single note can break the silence and, like the first line of a love story that forever changed my world.